We're back, and you're talking to Mr. Legendary. Woo! We back, and of course, as always, I'm here to bring you all a great show. What brings us here today is Keri Hilson. This all started a while ago. I've been debating on how I wanted to come at this, or if I was even going to come at this. It started with Keri Hilson just shooting out a couple different tweets, and I'm guessing she was feeling some type of way possibly about men saying they wanted feminine women back. As you know, I speak on this topic here all the time. So, we're going to just get into the tweets. I want to read all three of them first, and then we'll come back and break them down as we go along. Let's start off with her first tweet. Keri Hilson, men who provide emotional security and display wise leadership will get the softest, most feminine, relaxed, trusting, guard down, submissive, nurturing version of their women. I want to read them all, but I want to stop. Had she just only gave this tweet, I would have never did this. I would have never had anything to say about her. I would have never had anything to say, because pretty much I don't try to cover things that I agree with too much. I really try to bring you all things that I have a different outlook on. It just makes better. Why would I just sit up here and, yeah, look at her, go Carrie? No. This I pretty much agree with. The man who provides most security, display leadership, will get the softest, most genuine women. I don't have a problem with that. Let's go on to the next tweet. The next tweet, and this is what started to draw the pushback. Even successful, strong women want to feel safe enough to be soft. That is our true nature. Again, I gotta stop one more time, because had it just went here, I still wouldn't have had enough. I would have not done a show on just those two alone, because I pretty much agree with what she's saying. The third one that ties it all together is what made me say, you know what? Let's talk about this. Let's go to the third one. The man who makes me feel safe will have the world. This is the one that really made me say, you know what? Keri Hilson is destroying women with this tweet. She's really screwing over women, because it wasn't just the one, it was the accumulation of all three. So let's go back. Let's rewind that, and let's go back to that first tweet. First tweet, men who provide emotional security and display wise leadership will get boom, boom, boom. Why is this a problem? Because what Keri Hilson is telling women and is telling men, that men have to come being emotionally secure and given that leadership before a woman will do all of these things. What she's implying is that a man has to provide, whether it's financially, whether it's emotionally, whether it's being a protector. He has to come to the table first with something in tow, and then if said instruments are good enough, then the woman will come and have her guard down. Then she'll be trusting. Then she'll be submissive. Then you'll get the nurturing. Why wouldn't you already be coming to the table with those traits? This is what bothers me, and this is what I really had to, as the tweets went on, I started thinking about it. Like, okay, I get it. You want a man to have these things, but what you're not understanding is that men also want those things the same way you want these. How is it okay to ask for a man to come to the table with his masculinity, being a protector and being a provider, and all we ask for is that, okay, You give us the feminine, you give us the soft, you give us the trusting, you give us the guard down, you give us the submissive. You can't do that at the same time. Men have to do their part first. Let's go ahead over to the next tweet. Even successful, strong women want to feel safe enough to be soft. That is our true nature. And this is where she was just going over. Basically, you could tell she was talking about herself. She's successful and she's strong, but she still wants to feel soft. That is fine. And what 38-year-old Keri Hilson still has not understood yet is that she has to come to the table being a woman. At the same time, you want a man to come to the table being a man. It's not hard. And saying things like this make it hard for women because they believe, you know what? I am the table. He's the one needs to come and get that stuff. And then if I deem his things worthy, then I'll give him those things. Then I'll give him the femininity. Then I'll become feminine. If that man does his job first. Last tweet. The man who makes me feel safe will have the world. You have to make her feel safe before you have the world. Again, with the men have to do it first. At no point is she considering what he gets. So, again, and this, when I say things like this, I want you just not to think about me. Don't think about Tom. Don't think about her ex Serge Ibaka. Don't think about those people. Think about your son. Think about your nephew. Think about your little brother who has to come into these new relationships with these younger women. He has to come in providing. He has to come in being a protector. He has to come in being emotionally supportive of these women with nothing in return until they deem it worthy. And then you can get something. Then you can get the femininity that you just want. The basic traits that women are supposed to come with. Women are now telling us, no mas. We won't come being feminine unless you're masculine enough, and then maybe you'll get our feminine. If we deem it worthy. Because at no point did she say, you know what, I'm going to just give him this off top. She already told us. He has to come doing this. What if it's not good enough? What if he doesn't make her feel protected? What if he doesn't make her feel as safe as the last dude did? Does that mean that he doesn't get the feminine, the full feminine? These are the things that's not being answered. And this is the problem with tweets like this and what damages our young people, because I want females to speak to females. But I want y'all to listen to the females that have the things that you want. Keri Hilson is single at 38. She's the picture here said that she's been with over 6 different men. Those are the celebrities that we know about. I think, let me go back to it because it was on here. There you go. Lil Wayne. She's been with Lil Wayne, Trey Songz, Soulja Boy, Serge Ibaka, and Ricardo something. I don't know. All athletes. None of those guys made her feel safe enough because she's single at 38. Still trying to give advice to other young women about what to do. And she's single. And I know people are going to be like, whoa. You're a man and you be telling females advice. I'm giving you advice from a man's perspective. I'm not contradicting the fact that she's single and saying she can't give advice. But how can you tell women to do this and you haven't even done it? It hasn't worked for you, so how can it work for them? Let's go ahead and bump Keri Hilson out the way, because what she started was a thing, and this is what I hate, because when we have especially celebrity women, they say things and they don't understand the gravity of what happens when you use your platform to say things that you truly don't even know the impact of. Scrolling on my Instagram feed just, I believe, yesterday, and I came across another post. This post I'm going to pull that up now. This says, brothers, if you are tired of seeing our women in masculine energy, provide an environment where they can thrive in their femininity. And immediately I got the Keri Hilson vibes. Let's read that again. Let's break that down. Brothers, if you are tired of seeing women, our women in masculine energy, provide an environment where they can thrive in their femininity. So I immediately had to comment. Make sure I got my comment pulled up. I say, stop expecting men to be masculine and work with women until they become feminine. You cannot flip a switch and become feminine. Y'all don't expect men to be feminine until a woman lets them become masculine. Then how about just be feminine and let masculine men find you naturally? I make sure, again, I said this before, I make sure when I'm commenting, I don't use no offensive language. I don't say anything off the wall so that people can have a reason to try to block me, because I want to stay in these spaces because I want to be able to have actual debates with females. And sometimes you get a lot of good comment. You get a lot of good information in the comments because some of these women are masking themselves under different Instagram pages, and they don't fear telling the truth. So sometimes you can really get truth from these comment sections. This post is one of them. I had a woman comment. She says, "Huh." First, I wasn't gonna comment. I'm like, she typed it wrong. So I'm like, I don't know. Let's just go ahead and repeat what I said. I said it clear enough. I said, stop expecting men to be masculine and work with the women. As I just told you with the Keri Hilson, y'all, with this post, let me go back and read it again. Brothers, if you are tired of seeing women in masculine, provide an environment where they can thrive in their femininity. It should not take a man to do anything for a woman to be feminine. It should not take us doing this and then you will do this. No. You should do this while we're doing this, and then we find each other naturally. That's how the natural order should be. That's what I said in a nutshell. But for argument's sake, let me dumb that down a little bit more. And I wrote, a man should not determine how much of a woman you are. Women should be feminine regardless of what a man does. Do y'all want men that only become masculine? Yeah, do y'all want men that only become masculine based on what women do? I asked that. Simple question. Her response. This said nothing about women acting on what a man does. You missed it. Our circumstances or experience in life determines that. Still ain't answering my question. But if a man comes in his natural role, provider and protector, we could relax, thus our energy. Her reply today was the kicker of all kicker. Her reply made me say, come in this office, sit your ass down, and get us a show today. Because of that reply. Now, I need to reread that because even I read this earlier, I replied to it. I just reread it to y'all, and I'm lost on what she exactly said. So let's try to slowly read through this. Well, let's read mine again, read hers again, and see if we can understand what she just said. I said a man should not determine how much of a woman you are. Meaning, like I said before, if I'm masculine, you should already be coming to the table feminine. You cannot tell men you need to be masculine first, and then if your masculine is good enough, then I'll be feminine. No, stop listening to people like this. Be a woman first. Start becoming the woman that you hope to be down the line. You cannot flip a switch and become a woman. That is not how this works. Most of you think it's okay to be manly and it's okay to do all these man things, and then you mess around and you're going to miss your blessing. You're going to miss your man because you're too busy being a man. I had an argument with someone I was seeing, and I told her, I don't want to date me. She was trying to be more like me. She was trying to do things the way I do things, say things the way I say things, and it started to become a really big issue because I said, ma'am, I don't want to date me. I don't want another me walking in my house. I'm the captain. I don't need a co-captain. I don't need a co-pilot. I need me, and then I need my woman to be my backup, my support, my lifeline. I need her to be the opposite of what I am. I don't need another me. If I can't do something, I need her to be able to do it. That's what I need. I don't need you to do me. I don't need, if I'm making money, I don't need you to make money. If I'm making the money, I need you to be able to take care of the house. If I'm providing the food, I need you to be able to cook the meals, and vice versa. If I'm cooking the meals, then you go get the food. It don't have to be a traditional man roles, but I just need you to fill in where I'm not filling in at. That's what I need. But let's get back to my comment. Women should be feminine regardless of what a man does. You need to be a woman. Fuck what these other women are talking about. What Keri Hilson talking about, this lady comment talking about, F all of it. Be the woman you want to be in your 40s. Start working on that now. If you spend your entire 20s chasing a degree, chasing that bag, and hot girl summering, you're not going to all of a sudden hit 30 and be like, click, wife material. That's not how it works. Think about sports. If I was a professional basketball player, I'm hooping, I'm balling. I say, you know what? At 22, I'm tired of basketball. I want to go become a ballerina. I stop shooting. I stop practicing. I go straight to being a ballerina. Go buy me a tutu. I'm learning how to dance. I'm doing the doing all that. I'm curtsying. I'm doing this for 10 years, becoming a ballerina. What is the likelihood that at 32, I'll be able to say, you know what? Now I'm done with ballerina. I want to be a basketball player again. Flip, NBA, come get me. I still got it. Do you think a team is just going to be like, you know what? It's only been 10 years. Let's go grab that guy. No. They're going to want to see me practice. They're going to want to see me play. They're going to want to see me in my condition. They want to know because I've been doing ballerina. That's not the same as basketball. Two totally different activities that I'm doing. I can't just flip a switch and go back to running straight back and forth down the court, doing sprints, shooting threes. I got to get my arm strength back. I got to get my rhythm back. I got to make sure I still got that lay. It's not the same. You don't just all of a sudden flip a switch and do any. This relates to everything. I don't want y'all to think it's just about relationships or being a woman. This relates to everything. Everything in life. If you take 10 years off, you take multiple years off, you're going to need a refresher. You're going to need to go back to class and get back into it. Everyone does this. This is not synonymous to just women. Let's get back into these comments. My question was, do y'all want men that only become masculine based on what women do? Because y'all are telling men that in order to get females to be feminine, you need to be able to provide that safety, that security, and an environment for them to be feminine. How is that our responsibility as men to make women become women? How? Men didn't all of a sudden wake up one day and say, you know what? You know what would be really attractive? If that girl started talking like me. You know what would be really attractive? Is if all females started sleeping around like men do. You know what would be really attractive? If females said, you know what? Let's go and start being like men. We want to see all them females dressing like men, acting like men, talking like men, smoking like men, kicking it with men. That's what men want. No man did this. Females said, you know what we want to do? We want equality. We want freedom of choice. We want to be able to go out and do everything we did. Men said, you know what? That's fine. Take that. Take whatever you want to do. You can have that. But just understand that comes with consequences, because man's life is not easy. And females like this have told you that being a man is easy. So, y'all got what y'all wanted. Freedom of choice. Now, everybody's looking and saying, you know what? This masculine stuff is cool, but it doesn't work with being in a relationship with a man. So, men, what you need to do to stop us from being like this, stop us from being something that we chose to become, what you need to do is be a little more overly masculine first. Take us as we are. Take us like this. You need to come over, cover us, heal us, make us feel safe, and then we'll bloom and become the woman that you want. But you gotta come with all that expectations. You just gotta take whatever we give you. And then maybe, if what you give us is good enough, we'll bloom. Let's go to her comments. I asked her, y'all want men that only become masculine based on what women do? Her reply was, this said nothing about women acting on what a man does. Yes, it does. The literal post said, if you're tired of seeing women being masculine, you men need to provide an environment where they can be feminine. Men have to do something in order for you to be feminine. That's literally what the post said when all of these girls were on their hands up. Girl, you said it. Yes, y'all finally preaching. Her next is, you missed it. Our circumstances or experience in life determines that. So she's saying her circumstances and experiences in life determines whether they're going to be feminine or not. Gotcha. Let's roll with that. Let's say I accept that. Now, why does men have to be masculine in order to get you to be back feminine again, though? You're still not answering that question. Why does men have to do anything in order to get a female to be feminine? Anything. Why does he have to contribute at all? Because last time I checked, I didn't see nobody on here saying, okay, well, females, y'all want these manly men. You need to be in your feminine first, and then men will be masculine. I did not see that. Let's keep reading. But if a man comes in his natural role, she just said it again. If he comes in his natural role, we could relax. Again, restating what I said. If a man comes into his role, his natural, then women can be in theirs. Women, men don't want this. We don't want this. I don't want this. I don't want to have to work for my women to give me femininity. I don't want to have to work for my woman to be a woman. I don't want to have to come in and have to work with someone who has to become a woman based on how I treat her. I don't want that. And I can promise you, if you do not believe me, ask a man, but you gotta, do not be facetious when you ask. Ask them how it needs to be asked. Ask them, do you think it's right? Is that a man has to come in his masculine, and then that in turn will allow a female to come in her feminine. And then you ask him in reverse. Okay, so do you believe that a woman has to come in her feminine for a man to be coming in his masculine? He's going to say, no, us men are expected to come in our masculine, which should be the same for women. We should all just come to the table with what we're supposed to be coming to the table with ahead of time. Why would you need to wait until a man does something for you to move how you're supposed to be moving? Why do y'all think it's okay to be like men, and then a man has to come make you be a woman? So I had another reply. I wanted to read hers because I wanted to get another response on this subject. All right. I asked her, I sent her the post, and I said, what do you think? She said, I'm going to be honest. A man might not be able to fully understand, but stress. I'm not going to read her comment verbatim. I'm going to try to just break it down because she's one of those people that talk using big words and just big language to the point where sometimes I have to say, hey, dumb it down a little bit. She basically wrote, you know what? Women can't be in their femininity by default because there's other factors such as pregnancy, hormones, all type of things that contribute to why most women can't fully be in their feminine. Again, let's say I accept that. Why do y'all think men can? Why do y'all think that men are born masculine leaders, protectors? Since when? When are we born like that? We gotta learn these things. We gotta become these things. We gotta become strong. We're not just born big. I wasn't born 6'4". I wasn't born with these shoulders. I had to get these. I had to build myself up. I had to keep working out. I had to get safe. I had to learn how to protect. I had to learn how to lead. We had to acquire these skills. The things that we want from women don't have to be acquired. Y'all already are women. Now y'all have to learn how to do those things in accordance with men. But for the most part, the things that we want from women, y'all already have. Y'all choose to turn those things off. We don't have the things that women require from us. We have to go get these things. And for y'all to ask us, hey, those things that we want, the providership, the money, the protectorship to make us feel safe, for you to be big and strong and be able to protect me, those things that you have to learn and acquire over time, we want you to come with those things. And the things you require from us, if you give us good enough, we'll flip that switch and we'll become it. And I just don't understand how that makes sense. Truly don't. But if I'm wrong, comment down below. Don't forget to like. Don't forget to subscribe if you're watching this. Don't forget to tell me where I went right. Tell me where I went wrong. I'm always up for a conversation. I love speaking to women because I get a better understanding of how y'all truly think. So please feel free to contact me while I'm still in the process of building my brand up and building my business. I'm starting to do I'm not gonna say free consultations, but I'm doing basic questions about things. And if it gets too deep, I will tell you this is a little too much and will require us a one-on-one session. Some things aren't meant to just be talked about through text. And I have to tell people that all the time. We need more background. We need to talk. But as of right now, I'm up to have basic conversations because I too am learning. And I love to learn. I love to speak. I love to listen. So feel free to contact me. Tell me where I went right. Tell me where I went wrong. And as always, over here, we argue facts, not emotions. And I'm out.